We are. Meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
Yay! Should be there. Are we there? Yay! Okay. Thank you, everybody. Just give me a little minute. You know, just feel like sort of a little screen out here. Oh, all good. So YouTube, if you could just kindly just send some notifications out to people that we're live, that'd be great. Notifications are going out left, right, and center as we speak. Hello, Thomas and Dan.
Hello.
You look gorgeous in your, what is it? Is it like
I'm a Care Bear.
A Care Bear onesie or jumper?
It's a little Care Bear hoodie. It's like, just because sometimes you need to give a little bit of Care Bear love to yourself, you know.
You want one.
And then you can also just shine that out in the world. I mean, the real reason I'm wearing this is it's pretty cold in this room. Maybe getting work done today and the doors have been open all day, so it's taken a little bit to heat it up. You know, the hands are looking a little bit blue, but it's all good. Thank you for noticing.
You look stunning.
Yeah, love it. Hello, everybody that's joining us. Free Spirits, Dragonfly, Billy, Dobsy D, Greasy Peach. Oh, that's a cool name, isn't it?
Yes, I like that. It's like an ice cream.
April.
My imagination went a little bit wild with a Freezy peach.
Freezy peach. I don't know what you're talking
about. Bottoms. Just me then.
Joanne, you a psychic.
Psychotic. Psychotic psychic.
She just
psychotic psychic in a Care Bear hoodie. Anyway, thank you for coming to chat to me this evening.
Thank you for inviting us.
So I've been getting some questions because I did a little live from my car the other day, and I'd mentioned that I was going to be a participant this weekend, that I was going to be participating in an online retreat.
Yes,
Participation I was having, and I was just saying how excited I was about it, and people started asking me questions, and I thought the best way to answer them is to get you two beautiful brothers on, because it's you guys that are holding the retreat. Oh,
yes.
Is it us?
I think it's us.
It's us, yeah.
And whoever is there supporting this whole venture.
Yes.
So I am beyond ready for this, and just to bring clarity to the situation, I in the past have found it quite hard to participate in spiritual gatherings that other people have held, because, and this isn't a judgment, I'm just speaking my truth, okay, that not everybody has always the best intentions, and I'm just gonna leave it there. And sometimes egos can get in the way, and I have participated in something whereby, because I'm only presuming that I was asking questions, the person no longer asked me questions to participate and asked everybody else instead.
Oh, I see.
Just kind of like, so after something had been done, they'd go around and ask everybody, oh, how was it? And what was your experience? And they just totally blanked me out and went to the next person. I'm like, oh man. However, since we've been talking for a long time via the World Wide Web, haven't we? But when we actually met in person, like, I can't tell you how much I love you two. And what I was saying was that it was the second day, wasn't it, of the retreat, that we did the rapé ceremony in the forest. And Oh, we need to share that, because we did a video, but we didn't put it out about my experience. We'll need to share that at some point, because that was just the most beautiful experience in my life. But anyway, for one reason or another, it has a effect on the decalcification of the pineal gland, right? And that night, the night before, and my jaw locked because I couldn't breathe through my nose, and I had like the worst migraine. And I was literally sitting downstairs at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't take painkillers normally, right? But I was like, oh, I suppose I'll take it up. I just need paracetamol. And I just seen Thomas like waft into the room, and I think all you had on was like a little song. I'm like, I'm sorry.
It's all coming back.
And honestly, you guys are watching these two beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brothers. They just swept me up with just so much love and care. Even though there was all these things to organize for the retreat and things had to be, it was like they just put everything aside and they just focused on helping me. And I will never forget that. And it was quite hard for me, because usually I'm the one that's like, so I'll never ever forget the help that you offered me that morning and got me through that. So I know your hearts, I know your intentions, and you truly are just brothers of service.
Thank you, Dunn. You know, Joanne, for all those years, or on my own personal path and journey, I've just, we are just, or I can speak for myself, I'm just being me. And what has encouraged me even more to be me is looking and being with you, being around you, and seeing how you are actually you. The wonderful way of how you are able to really set boundaries, and you know who you are, and that's really powerful. And then of course we are then naturally sort of finding people that find that quite intimidating and find that quite threatening. But this is the whole point. Our whole point of putting this retreat together is to really, again, being sort of merging or marrying again with our own inner uncomfortable places, with the places within ourselves where we feel uncomfortable. So we are so excited to do this retreat. And it was actually Dan, last year, when was it? November or something, when you came out of a meditation. Yeah. You want to share it?
I don't know. I was just, we meditate a couple of times a day, and sometimes I sit down and all I get is, I'm hungry, what am I cooking for lunch? But occasionally some useful information pops up. And on this particular occasion, it was like, oh, I really missed the wonderful time we had when we did the retreat in the summer. And the winter solstice is coming up, and we haven't really marked it in any way. It's a different time of the year. Is there some kind of retreat that we could do that would help me and Thomas and help other people to kind of refresh, and to, like, in the middle of that hibernation phase, to kind of, start to come out of our cocoon and to, like, spread our wings again for the new year. And I thought, oh, it would be wonderful if we could get people together for another physical retreat. But then I thought, it's actually really hard for people in our audience around the world to come to us physically. And we've got this tool right in front of us, this online tool that would enable us to, engage with people no matter where they are, and I thought, well, why not do an online retreat for a weekend?
Exactly. And I think over the years now, we have learned enough, we all have grown enough to ensure that we are creating a safe space, that we protect ourselves, that we ground ourselves, and that we are in a place where we feel fairly comfortable to share that. And because we run our own regular meditation group that has given me personal confidence that actually, like it's quite weird. I got into what I'm doing, into Ayurveda, long time ago because of the attraction to quantum healing and quantum medicine. But there was always one aspect of my brain thinks like, how does this quantum thing really work? And does it really work? And the last few years, we all got confirmation in our own way that actually we can connect through the field. And that's just a wonderful exploration. And based on that, why not?
I mean, I remember my first session with Joanne. I didn't know Joanne at all.
Oh, yes.
And you recommended her to me. I was having some problems with my back and hip and stuff. And then I had a session with Joanne. And I don't know what I was expecting, but then Joanne appeared and she had like this very multicolored room behind her. And she was like, okay, right, let's get started. Okay, so I just want you to sit there. And I was like, okay, right, open mind. Let's just see what happens. And she says, oh, good, you're sensitive to energy. And then suddenly I started feeling all like these like tingly things. And there were all these whooshing noises and the dragons came. And after that session, I was like, oh, it's not just Thomas who does like this quantum stuff, and it actually works online. It works really well online. So yeah, absolutely. And myself as well, because of the whole lockdown stuff, I've had to completely reinvent myself as an Alexander technique teacher and reinvent the technique so that it can be delivered, or a form of it, something inspired by it, can be delivered online, because there's such a need for people to have access to these tools, even if they can't be there in person. So, and I think the fact that we're all connected in the quantum field, call it whatever you want to, whatever term you want to use for it, is an amazing thing. And it's a really helpful thing.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And there's you can feel the energy of a group online. Like even when we do little Patreon family gatherings and on Zoom, and you feel the energy of everybody coming in, and I think when you're doing something like this, and we will get into what that involves in a little second, guys, but one, for people that are uncomfortable being in groups of people, it's perfect because they can be by themselves, but they can also get the benefit of the energy of the group. Without having to actually, because a lot of us, like I not speaking for myself, because I can't say that I'm an introvert, but there is a lot of people within the community that have kept very much. I was a lone wolf for a long time in this journey. But there are a lot of people that do keep to themselves, and are maybe uncomfortable with stepping into having people with it in a room. It can be quite intimidating. So this is perfect for people like that, because you can also get the benefit of the energy of everybody coming together. And from an energetic point of view, although everybody will have their own separate goals for participating this weekend, mine is all about my physical, right? Because this is a year of the temple. Everybody will have different, their own goals for this. When there's an overall goal, like the release, reset, and realign, that energy is set, and with everybody that participates, it's amplified. So it's such a powerful space for healing, for motivation, and for actually creating this reality that you want to step forth in.
Absolutely.
So tell me what I have in store this weekend.
I'm just gonna have a look at the text myself.
Okay.
So, okay.
Should we start with day one?
Start with day one. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. All right.
So this is Saturday, and it's
Day afternoon when we
Yeah.
start.
2 to
2
5.
p.m. until 5 p.m. Yeah, roughly.
UK time.
UK time. So, firstly, we were thinking, you know, a lot of people in January start some kind of physical detox. So they're like, okay, I'm going to eat a certain way, or I'm not going to drink this, or I'm going to drink that. And whenever we change something about our physical routine,
Mm-hmm.
and our bodies are put under new demands and new stresses, and there's some detox process happening, it can unsettle us in a kind of psycho-emotional way.
Okay.
So, for example, I'll use myself as an example. I find carbohydrates very soothing. Let's just put it that way.
That's a very good way to put it, Dan.
Yes, I find them very grounding and soothing. And we decided this January that, you know, we'd taken on a little bit of extra Christmas cheer, and it had stuck to our middles. So we thought, you know what, we're going to reduce the amount of carbs. We won't have any pizza during the week, that kind of thing. So, of course, that comfort that I've had from those foods and that psycho-emotional link I have with those foods is triggered. And then it starts to bring things up in me. I don't feel safe inside my own body. I don't feel, it's like I'm not getting these signals from the outside that I'm okay. And that brings stuff up inside me. So the first part of day one is going to be talking about those psycho-emotional aspects of a detox program. And what does it mean, and how does it present itself?
Yeah, and then going straight, because I'm very much aware that it's important to identify, but then what can you do about it? And the key aspect to all of that is increasing awareness. It's very simple. So on both days, we pay attention to how can I increase my awareness about my physical body. And before we go in the other aspects, one of the sections we have written down is how to change old patterns. And I've seen that in my practice over the years.
You mean your clinical practice?
My clinical practice over the years, that actually the true pandemic that we are facing are two aspects. It's emotional constipation and mental obesity.
Say that again.
So,
painful.
Emotional constipation. That means we are shying away from actually expressing how we feel emotionally,
or actually feeling our feelings.
Our feelings, becoming aware of them. That's a key thing. So, and then the second aspect is dealing with mental obesity, because people have got the idea, oh, I need to drop weight, I want to do this. You can't do this if you carry all that weight in your mind. And this is where the work actually comes in. This is where, for example, breath work comes in. And leading up to this, must have been a week ago or something, I did a little journey, because I know, Joanne, I'm so grateful that I can be participating in your Dragon Calling course. And I was called to get up in the middle of the night and to do a little journey myself.
And do that,
and went to a particular place, and I was shown the need of the physical upgrade, but physical upgrade in that sense to increase the awareness of what our physical body needs. And that also fed into the beautiful session that I had with Taylor. During that session, I got very clear instructions of the importance of the physical body on our spiritual journey, on our journey of awakening. I don't like to use
my body,
the word
my
spiritual.
temple, right?
Along those lines. And I will share some of that insight that I got, information that I got during the weekend, about the physical body and what is in store for us and why it is so important. But like you said, there's one thing. We can be, let's say, we can have all the intentions in the world. We can have all the goals in the world.
Yeah.
That's coming from our logical thinking, from our brain. That's because we compare ourselves with others.
Yes.
We see us here and we want to be there. Okay. So it's driven by the mind. But what we aim to achieve during the weekend is to allow our intuition arising from the body to speak, rather than that coming from the mind, if that makes any sense.
That inner knowing.
It does. Yeah. I was just having this conversation with Kerry today, actually, about that. Yeah. And I think as well in within our space of ascension, evolution, I'm trying to get away from using the word spiritual as well. It can be very easy to forget about body, to forget about the vehicle. It's mind, body, and spirit. And balance only really comes when the three of them are balanced. Speaking for myself, I've although I appreciate that for me it had to happen that way, because I've been a size 22 and a size 8, and I've never it's never bothered me. Like, I've never been one of these where I'm like, oh, look at the size of my bum. It's never I've always been very comfortable with whatever it was. I've maybe just had blinkers on. I've maybe just not been looking, right? If I'm honest, I've maybe just not been looking. However, for me, it was very important because my mental health was, that had been something that, rather than me suffering from any kind of body issues, it was mental health stuff that was my journey, right? So what was most important for me in my journey, my focus had to be the mind and the spirit to get to a certain point. And now what I'm understanding is that the body has just as big a space within the three of that trine for there to be pure balance. So I want my body to be balanced. I want my body to be stronger. I want my body to be clear, and so, and this isn't just about this isn't just about that, it's about everything, isn't it, brothers? But for me, this is an awesome opportunity, and it couldn't have come at a better time, because I know so many people that's on our journey right now that are being called. And I do wonder if these X-flares and these big flares that have been coming in are having a big impact on that. Because sorry, you were going through your agenda for the
Go ahead.
These my own personal experiences, like 3 X-flares we had in the space of like 48 hours, 72 hours. We've never had that, right? That would have fried people even just 5 years ago, like literally. And if we are, nobody really knows, right? What does the ascension really mean? I mean, what's really going to happen? Nobody really knows. People can have ideas of what that might look like. But my belief certainly is that it's in the physical. The ascension is a physical ascension. We don't go rainbow body and we're leaving. It's contained within the physical vessel. So the physical vessel has to change, and the physical vessel has to adapt. They talk about carbon to crystalline. I don't believe we're going to turn into quartz crystals or anything, but I do believe that the physical vessel also has to vibrate higher. And these flares are coming in. And when these flares come in, the pain in my body, like all over my body, and it's because of the density in my body.
That's a very good point.
I do think flares are having a big impact on that. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, Thomas.
Absolutely. The thing here is then there are all those rules, all those do's and don'ts on this process or during this time when we try to figure out what can be done to just sort of reduce the density of our physical body. But here's the thing, we are all individuals. What is right for you is maybe wrong for me. Okay.
100%.
And it is like increasing our own awareness about our physical body. Just to give you a brief example, because I'm going through this, whatever you call slight detox, gentle detox regime I did last week, the 88-day, 88.
You said it again.
The 88-hour water fast, not 88 days, 88-hour water fast. I didn't say it again. It's something about 88. Let's see what comes
88-hour water fast.
Yeah, and then going back, reducing carbs, having no sugar. I literally felt last week I'm running around naked. I felt like I haven't got any protection around.
John wants to ask the obvious question.
No.
Were you naked? No.
No. So, and then I had this massive headache yesterday, really a big headache. And I am like you, before I take painkillers, I think 5 times. And I was booked for the session in the afternoon to do a session in the afternoon. And I really felt into the fact that normally I would have done a cold bath in the morning. This is what I'm getting at. And it clearly felt, my body said, a signal, actually today you have to drop it. Don't do the bath. But my logical brain was like, but I committed to do this. I will need to do this. But then, thank goodness, I listened to it and I was able to sort of deal with the physical pain that I felt yesterday, and to the extent that I felt it was a migraine coming up. And I'm glad that I actually followed what my body told me. But this is only possible when we actually listen to it. So coming back to what we do, we are not going according to the sequence here on the...
Well, kind of we are.
I'm going to wait 1 second. What I want to share is I will give an insight into the Ayurvedic way of pulse analysis. It's not about understanding, is my liver functioning properly? Am I gonna whatever, this or that? It's about becoming self-referral. And pulse analysis can be used a way to connecting back again with our physical body and to give us an idea of when our body is imbalanced or when our body is slightly out of sync, without going into technical details. So that's one of the things that we set out to share with you over the weekends.
Yeah, I think, the whole purpose of the weekend is to learn how to increase our awareness. And it's not just talking, we'll provide plenty of tools for people to use going forward, and you can choose which of those tools suit you and which don't, So there's plenty of scope for coming away with stuff that you can use going forward.
And also for those who join, they have access to the recording anyway.
Yeah.
So you can go back to it, because that's really important, because there's so much to take in during an intense session like that. And, we have got an idea of what we want to do, but it is also important to allow it to flow. So basically, it's like we have got the bricks that we want to use, and then how we put those bricks together also depends on the collective, on the people that are there with us during the journey. And in a way, as you know, Joanne, having facilitated many courses yourself, when we sort of, the best courses are those courses, or the best seminars are those seminars when we actually really listen to what the collective wants to get out of it. So yes, we have got all those ideas and how we might fit those bricks together. It was like the retreat that we did with JC. We had a very clear idea of what we wanted, but how we pulled it together, there's an organic flow. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to take a very German approach here. So it's
Thank
not
God.
going to be very rigid. This is how we're going to do. Oh God, what do you mean?
No, stop, Joanne. Stop. That's stopping. Anyway, no, sorry.
Gentle.
I'm gonna get through a video one day without mentioning cake. I'm gonna do that this year.
Did you say cake?
I thought cake.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, cake. Yeah.
So yeah, basically these are some of the tools, and also when we do on our ascension journey, we have the tendency to do the stuff that is less, how shall I put this? That is very comfortable and safe, rather than using the physical body to actually get there. We have the tendency, I like to sit down, close my eyes, I can go out and off quite easily. Okay. But I feel I would love to share some of the tantric breath work with us, which is dynamic breath work, which incorporates movement and breathing at the same time, which can lead to extremely cathartic experiences.
Absolutely. That was one of my first ever super spiritual experiences of unity consciousness, was when I did one of these breathwork sessions with Thomas. Have we got just 2 minutes? I've got to describe the scene to you because it was hilarious at the time.
All the time in the world, like I'm not
my
God.
What are you talking about? You have to.
Hold on, he's like, I'm not sure.
Oh my God!
Can we just have a little 2 minutes off camera?
Okay, go ahead.
So the breath work that we'll do in the retreat is not quite the same as this. So I'll just put that out there, caveat. Okay. But it is related. This tantric breath work goes very deep. And I didn't know quite what, I really didn't know quite what's going to happen when I said to Thomas, oh yes, I'll come round to your flat and we'll do this tantric breathing. It sounds really interesting. Maybe I'll have an experience. And Thomas was his typical soothing self, was like, it's okay, Nan, everything will be fine. It's there, yeah, it's all right, it's all right. And so we're standing facing each other, and he puts on this music with a beat, and it's going like, or whatever the rhythm is. And, part of me is thinking, oh my God, I look so stupid. What am I doing? Waving my arms around, going, whatever. And we went through like the different energy centers of the body, like gradually going up from the root chakra, if you want to use the word chakra, upwards. And I got to a certain point and it stopped being funny anymore. And I knew something was going to happen, and I could feel the resistance building. And I was like, I don't feel quite so funny now. I think I want to stop. And Thomas was like, look at me, stay with me, stay with me. That's it. And it's getting faster and faster and faster. And the energy is going up and up and up and up and up and up. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. Thomas is like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And I was like, okay, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you. And then suddenly it was like somebody let me in on the cosmic joke. It was like everything was hilarious. It was like we're standing here waving our arms around like mystic maidens or whatever, voluptuous maidens, like, whoa, everything was hilarious. And then suddenly the music stopped and I had this moment of, I am Thomas, Thomas is me, I am everything. Everything was just perfectly still and perfect. And then what I'd been pushing down, the emotion I'd been pushing down, all came to the surface. And I just spent the next half an hour having a really good cry. But Thomas was like so supportive. Yeah. And I can honestly say it was the first time I've ever experienced unconditional love, what it actually means, that this person who I hardly knew at the time is like there for me, and I'm like, I'm so alone. Love me. oh, Peter, it's okay, Dad. It's all right. I was like, oh my God, this is what love feels like. This is like unconditional love. Oh my God, I have to go out into the world and give this experience to other people. I just have to. And then, of course, the ego comes back in. It was like, what are you doing lying on the floor, crying your eyes out? You look so stupid. Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, I would say, do not be tempted to discount breath work as, it's just like breathing. It can be really powerful, really powerful.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that.
Sorry, I got a bit theatrical there, but I had to share that experience.
Let's see what happens. And also I will teach what I call the OBC technique, which is a very, very simple way to help shifting patterns, especially old behavioral patterns. So I will go into because I was talking about mental obesity, dealing with an overloaded mind. And number one is O, which stands for observe. Observe what goes on. And there's a very simple breath technique that can be used to change that observation into a state of being, and then from being into creating. So O stands for observe, B is for being, and C stands for creating. So we will go through that process of becoming aware of when our habits kick in, because we realize it afterwards when we have become angry, when we got triggered, when we have had this or that, the cookie, or for me, it is the sweet. Although I'm not addicted to sugar. I can easily go without the sugar, but I just love it.
Speak for yourself.
For me, exactly.
Yes.
So, but it is about becoming aware of when we trip, like over, and then catching ourselves, and then taking an active choice. What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? Do I want to do this, or do I want to change it? So that's
creating space around it.
Yeah.
That's so, and these, I mean, so many tools that you're providing people with, and that can be applied to, I should say, anything, anything in life. Oh, I'm so excited! Can we do it now?
and then we will finish off with a healing ceremony where we will use some mapacho as a collective. We, Dan and myself, as of course, you can choose, anybody can choose to allow that energy to come in. So we give that option if you feel like you want to link to that energy. But we are basically the surrogate for the collective to clear using mapacho in the process.
Mapacho is sacred tobacco.
Which is sacred tobacco, yeah. And some drumming.
Oh, good.
Oh, I love the drumming.
Yeah.
That sounds like
there we go.
So much, you guys have done so much planning behind. I mean, I don't know if, I didn't really realize what it could, let's do a retreat. Yeah, let's do a retreat. I had no idea. I just thought I was just going to show up and just go, hi, everybody. But there's kind of dead. There's so you guys have totally like tuned in the energies of just now and what's coming up for so many people. And I'm so grateful for you both, because these techniques, I really feel that this is where we are as not the word teachers or any of that, but helping people remember, right? I think that all we can really do to be of the most service to others is to take the tools that have helped us through, certain experiences,
yes,
and then share that with other people.
Yeah.
That is the most powerful position that I feel that we can be in, because I believe that what happens is energetically and through the the magnetics of energy, you then pull the people to you that have had very similar experiences. So that's why you can share your tools, and it helps these people because you're pulling in the people that it can help. So I'm just going to say to anybody who's feeling drawn to come and join this weekend, I've popped a link in the chat up at the top. Few questions, please, if I may.
Absolutely.
Is there limited spaces? Because people might, people are like that kind of maybe put it off to the last minute and I'll sign up then, and then the space might be there.
Yes, there are limited spaces. We will have a look at it tomorrow. The reason being is when we are on Zoom, because it will be transmitted via Zoom, if you have too large of a group, you actually lose the connection. We like to keep the group as a beautiful, manageable size, so we can see everybody, and we encourage everybody, and we really ask everybody to keep their cameras on. And this is not just respect for us, it's respect for those who have come forward and actually keep their cameras on. That's one of the things that we feel is really important to be
to
there.
Create the energy of the group, to create the connection.
And also to see how other people are doing. It's
very important.
Things can shift during these gatherings. We witnessed that, and it's not just in person that can happen. And when things shift for somebody, to know that they're held by a collective of people, there's nothing like that in the world, is there? There really isn't. When you know that you've got people that you've never met in your life and they're just holding you in this space, it's beautiful. Okay, so if you're dithering, I'm going to suggest you go and have a look at this and get your space booked, guys. What if people can't make the times? Is there going to be a recording that maybe they can join later, or?
That's the whole purpose of it, is that we chose the time frame of the afternoon in the UK time, which gives possibilities from over the ocean, that side, to join us. And then we have the Sunday morning, which give all the people on that side an opportunity to join. And
these guys are, seriously.
And the way of how it will be, if you feel like you cannot join because it's in the middle of the night for the first half, even if you join for the second half on the Sunday, you will still benefit from it, and you can actually watch the first half recording and the other way around. If you miss the second half, you can complete it in your own time. So that's the thing. It's, of course, there are limitations and restrictions because we are looking at different time zones and try to find a way to make sure everybody feels as comfortable as possible. But we feel quite confident that even people who only may be able to join one half of it, that there will be a lot of stuff that they can take away from it. And it is very much about also an opportunity to share experiences and to ask questions.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, I'll show the page. Let's screen share. Grace and ease. I can do this. Grace and ease. Oh, where did I put it?
Should get some chestnuts.
Chestnuts. Oh. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's go. Share. Is anybody in the chat already booked? Let us know. So I popped the link, but here it is here. Oh, it's the first new moon of the year as well.
Yes, I forgot to mention it's new moon. Yes.
Oh, it could be more perfect.
The planets have aligned.
So you've got a little video on here. This is where they can join in. Oh, and you've got your program in here as well, which will obviously be fluid, but so this retreat is for you if you're on a journey towards improved health and well-being. Who isn't? You want to learn tools to support your realignment and detoxification. You wish to break old habits. We've all got plenty of them, right? You want to let go of what holds you back. This is the year for expansion. Like,
absolutely.
How do we expand if we can't let go of the things that are holding us back? And you want to become the best version of yourself. This just things to my soul. Awesome. So there's a bonus.
The bonus is that those who join, they will be able to join for the first month our Monday meditation group. So
for free.
So those who join, they will be able to partake in our beautiful
a weekly Monday meditation that we do with a recording. So if you can't make the live meditation on the Monday, you can watch a recording. So that's included in the price of the retreat.
It's only $44.
That's right.
You guys.
Maybe because this is a good opportunity to read out the intention of the retreat.
Oh, please let me stop sharing this and let me get you back. There we go.
For the attendees to release and reset any belief systems, habits, and behavioral patterns that no longer serve them, so they can experience improved well-being by raising their frequency and increasing their awareness on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. There we go. And it is 11 minutes past 8. 11 minutes, my 11. When I finished reading that out. There we go. Thank you, universe. I like that.
Sending you clues.
Who said we're coming? Emma Hughes.
Yay.
How old? Oh, awesome. Oh, it's just going to be, I can't even tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. So excited.
Thank you for being there, and thank you for supporting and joining and helping us. Even we really want you, we feel so happy for you that you are able to just hopefully let go and just drop into Joanne's space. And we know that everybody who joins us will be there because the universe has just provided the opportunity for us to all come together. And what I want to say is, we will all support each other by holding the space for each other. This is what I wanted to say.
Perfect. Tracy B. Oh, yay. Tracy B, you're going to come too. Tracy B with an E. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you there. Oh, awesome. Anything else you would like to add, guys? Anybody got any questions, actually?
Any questions by people?
Any questions people might have?
Any questions in the chat? If you guys got anything else you want to add? Dan, do you want to talk about your Get Zen?
Sure, yeah. I've just eaten a bit of raw ginger, so I'm probably going to cough my head off. Sorry.
Why did you do that? Is there
ginger tea?
Oh, okay. You weren't just sitting with like sticks of ginger and just was like, I'm just going to chew on the ginger. No.
The Get Zen method. Okay, so during lockdown, when I had to rethink how can I get the essence of the Alexander technique in a form that I can do over the internet online, that's what evolved over the next year and a half, is the Get Zen method. So as it sounds, it's a kind of like a guided meditation where I ask you to move your body in a very simple, everyday way, in a very gentle way. And I get you to do a little bit of breathing, and I shift your awareness. I get you to shift your awareness. And what that does is that it gradually, over half an hour or so, brings the nervous system back into balance. So if your mind has been racing or you're feeling anxious, it will bring you back into a position where you feel neutral and balanced again. If you're feeling lethargic, it will bring you back up to feeling like you have energy. So the idea is that it uses these very simple movements and breathing and eye movements to bring you into a state of peace, where when your brain is in that relaxed state, you've got much better chance of shifting old behavioral patterns.
But then also, in addition to that, it helps shifting tension in the physical body.
It's very effective at releasing tension and what we sometimes call density or stuck energy, blocked energy in the body. It's very good for helping that to start flowing again and for reducing pain, physical pain, and reducing anxiety and that kind of thing.
This is a perfect technique to learn, and a tool for the toolkit for when these flares are hitting. It's just because these flares have hit me. And the ascension symptoms, like what a tool to have for ascension symptoms coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very helpful to help me get to sleep as well. I'll often play a recording of one of the sessions, and it just helps me sleep very deeply. So it's good for that too.
Except when the dragons wake us up.
Well, that's a different matter, yes. No ignoring the dragons when they
dragons
come.
don't know the meaning of get zen. Like, get up and get your job done.
And also, what would be good for those who choose to join, create yourself a space where you can move around a bit. We are not going to ask you to become a yoga master where we put our right leg behind our left ear,
Thank God.
Something like that. It's not going to be that kind of sessions, but it would be good if you have some space around you, maybe a yoga mat. Make yourself comfortable, warm, and maybe have yourself a little bit of an atmosphere that invites sort of reflection.
I want to just be very clear. We are not doing strenuous exercise on this retreat. I just want to be really clear about that. We are not doing bendy yoga or something. We might gonna ask you to stand up and shake your body a little bit. Like, oh, is that a surprise? Is it? You might do a little bit of gentle movement, but we are not going to be asking you to do exercise,
backbends, and flips. And all of that. No, not next. That is going to be the TTT retreat.
What's that stand for?
No, I'm just joking.
Can I just share? Can I share a yoga experience with you, boys? You're gonna.
Yeah.
So, I thought, I've had a spiritual awakening, and like yoga is really spiritual. This was like and this looks easy, right? So easy that I thought what I'll do is I'll book into the pensioners course, because it's good. I'm not very supple, and it's been. So I thought if I book into this session, I'm gonna it's gonna be easier for me. It's older people. These beautiful beings were like whopping their legs around their head, and the instructor comes over and gives me these little bands because I can't even touch my knees. Okay. I'm like trying to be a smarty pants, because I'm like, I'm going with the pensioners. That's where the ego takes you, right? I'll go with the pensioners and I'll show them all up. You can have the bands. I'm like, okay, I'm never coming back.
Yes.
So that's what I got. That's what I got for being a smarty pants at thinking I was going to show these pensioners up, and they were walloping.
Fear not. There'll be none of that this weekend.
Any other questions by anybody?
Laura says, you guys are just the biggest cozy cuddle.
That's very sweet.
No cartwheels or handstands then.
Oh, no cartwheels.
Not unless you want to, but we're not going to ask you to do that kind of thing. No.
I mean, I'm sure my energy body can do it, but this body is not doing it. Indigoing says reducing physical pain, just what I need. Shame, I have other commitments. Maybe next time. Well, there's a recording that you can purchase after. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to make it available after, so you don't actually, because there's limited space as well. You're making this available afterwards. So Indigo Wings, you can still get the benefit of learning all these tools without having to be there, sweetheart.
Yep.
Multidimensional World 2020 and beyond is saying hello, Thomas. Lots of blessings and love. I don't think there's any questions.
Okay.
Is there any questions? No. Indigo Wings is saying, will your retreat be a regular thing?
I don't know. But
well, Joanne, you may want to share the news. Maybe that's a good point. We haven't got any details, but you can share that, can you?
Wink, 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 wink.
And do we have something to share?
Something to do with Tintagel?
There's been
Merlin?
Merlin. There's been discussions in
the crystalline realm, let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's there's been nothing booked or anything like that. However, since last year it's been coming in, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be having a physical retreat this year. And yeah, Merlin dragons, magical elements. It's all coming in, and what I'm feeling into, brothers, is that there's also going to be, it's not just people in a room going to have an adventure.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Do we need to buy a wetsuit?
We're going to be adventuring in Avalon, but not in Glastonbury, in
somewhere.
Cornwall.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Watch this space.
I'm not very good at twinking. What to call it?
Twinking, twerking.
Something funny happening.
Twerking is something different.
I'm sure you can.
When you shake your bum, that's twerking or whatever that's called. I'm not going to shake my bum.
You can ask Kerry Marie Powell about twerking.
That's what I'm saying.
My hand just twerked.
I'm not going to shake my bum.
2 seconds. I've got somebody that's been a little bit naughty in the chat. Give me a look. Okay. Must have been the talker twerking and winking.
Oh dear.
Winking.
Joanne, that's enough.
I'm just saying this, this channel for the wrong thing. Just because I'm Scottish, there may be thinking I'm mispronouncing words.
Yes.
I'm not mispronouncing anything. We're talking.
You've got a very bonny Scottish accent.
Oh, aye. Okay, the news, the broad the neck.
Bonny quine.
Okay. Well, I can't tell you how I'm just, I just want to start now. I'm gonna wait. Patience and practicing patience. I've been saying to my son all day, thank you for teaching me patience. Yeah, so there's a lot of patience being learned right now. So I will be patient. I've only got to wait. I've only got like 2 sleeps, so that's exciting.
No, it's not long at all. Thank you so much, Joanne, for giving us an opportunity to just share. Because that's what it is. We just share, and yeah, let's see. I'm looking forward.
That's what we're here for. I'm this year. It's about, for me, sharing in this space. Community who come from the same place. I'm gonna. There's a video coming soon about the word spiritual and the spiritual community. I believe we're an ascension community. I believe that we are coming together, and yeah. So I just think it's really important to share people that are. Well, I'm just going to say it out loud. So it's just, sorry, it's coming out. Listen, if you guys want to hang up. You don't have to be associated with this comment. This has nothing to do with Thomas and Dan, okay? This is solely my expression. However, I have been witness to a spiritual community whereby some people think they have knowledge and it just belongs to them.
Okay.
And you have to be part of my club to get my knowledge, because that there's this kind of ego thing, and this is only for special people, or people that are you know what, I'm sure people know what I'm getting at. If I've triggered people meant to be triggered. I believe that knowledge comes directly from the original creator of my soul. So nobody owns it. No, there's nothing new under the sun, right? So nobody owns anything. So when I know people that come from the heart and they just want to share tools with people that can help them move forward on their journey, then I'm all for that. I'm absolutely all for that. And I think this is the year, if we're going to expand, I've got so much to learn, but I want to learn it or remember it, okay, from people that have the same drive as me, that have the same motivation as me, that are of service, that work from their heart, and truly just want to see this planet and humanity shift. People that truly work on themselves to be the best version of themselves possible. And yes. I know that you two brothers are absolutely that and more, because I had the honor of staying with you for four days, I think. And you guys walk your walk and you talk your talk. You don't, so it's an honor to share. It's an honor to be here with you. I just love you. And thank you so much for putting this together. Sure. It's almost like my team was like, we need to get Joanne doing something. Who's
Get her out of the driving seat.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to just share, and for making this tonight possible, because we know how much you treasure your time with your family, and family time is important. Family time is sacred. So thank you for working after hours.
And my sleep. I mean, I'm usually in bed half an hour ago. It's an honor. I love you both. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for setting this up. And I'll pop some more information in the description when this is done for anybody to get there. Taylor's in the house. Hello, Taylor. Okay. I'm gonna hang up now, because I'm gonna remember how to do it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna remember how